Hey guys, so the 9070 XT just launched from AMD a couple months ago, and it's an absolute beast when it comes to gaming. But if you ever tried to get into local AI image generation, you've probably hit a wall. That's because the AI space, especially when it comes to running things locally, is still dominated by NVIDIA. Why? One word: CUDA. CUDA is NVIDIA's proprietary framework that allows programs to tap into the full parallel power of their GPUs. And most AI tools like PyTorch are built around CUDA. You'll notice this when installing PyTorch. There's always a version with CU at the end. That's the CUDA version. It lets your GPU handle the heavy lifting instead of your CPU, making generations much faster. So if you're using an AMD GPU like the 9070 XT, you might feel like you're out of luck. But good news, you're not. So personally, I just wanted to generate images locally, but paying 25 cents for an image using OpenAI's API is just not it for me. That's when I found ComfyUI. It's an amazing node-based interface for image generation. But there's a slight catch. ComfyUI relies on PyTorch and CUDA too. So the big question is, how do we run it on an AMD card? So this is where I came across this GitHub repo. It's called ComfyUI-ZLUDA. And as you may know from the name, it uses ZLUDA. So according to the description over here, ZLUDA is a drop-in replacement for CUDA on non-NVIDIA GPUs. ZLUDA allows to run unmodified CUDA applications using non-NVIDIA GPUs with near-native performance. So that's perfect. Now we can use ComfyUI without an NVIDIA GPU. So I'm not gonna lie, the setup was not the easiest. So in this video, I'll show you how to go through all of this, and by the end of it, you'll be able to generate your own images locally. So as you can see over here, the README recommends to use Python 3.10.11, but I use 3.11.9 and I had no issues yet. So if you would like to go with the actual documentation, use this version, or you can just follow along and use this version. So I'm gonna download 3.11.9 using the Windows installer. Also, to avoid any issues, make sure you're running the actual version of Python that you have. You might have different versions of Python. So to test that out, just do python -- version in your terminal, and you'll see that this is the version I'm on. Alright, so once you've ensured that you have the correct Python version, go ahead and copy paste this command. This is installing the GitHub repo that we were just on, and it will go into the ComfyUI-ZLUDA directory. And the next step is to just run install.bat. Well, you can do it like this, and you can press tab to autocomplete. So it's going to install all the requirements as well as PyTorch. So right now it's installing all the required packages. By the end of it, you will see that it will try to run ComfyUI. It's going to work for me because I have everything set up already, but I will show you all the steps to reach that point. It probably won't work in the first try for you guys, however that's alright. So by the end of the installation, you might not see this part because you did not have the actual HIP version and all of that. So we'll go and install these next. So the next step is to download the HIP SDK for Windows. Now if you have a GPU that is the 9000 series or above, I recommend to use this version. If you have the older GPUs, use this version. So when you press download, it will set you up with the process. Press accept over here. It will take a bit to install, so wait for it to download, depending on your internet speed. So once you went through the installation process, it's better to restart your PC. And once you're back in, you go ahead and go to where you installed. So it's usually by default the program files, and you will see this folder called AMD. So when you click on AMD and go to this folder called ROCm and 6.2, so get this path over here, just copy paste it, and in the system variables, create a new variable and make the name HIP_path and insert your value here. So I already have it, so I will just cancel. As well as that, go to the path and go to add new and just paste in the same path, but do /bin. So this will get the actual location for all the utilities that ComfyUI will need. Alright, now for the next step, we have to do this patch ZLUDA 2.bat. So to do this, just run this command, patch ZLUDA 2.bat, and if you didn't spell it correctly, press tab. It's gonna fix it. So you will get this prompt here, and this is specifically for a HIP version 6.x. So this is the one that we have. An example URL is what they give. I think that's the correct version, but if you want to make sure, go onto the README and click on this link. And the link should be the same as when you press here and press copy link address. So yeah, it should be the same. So make sure to get the latest version from here, because the one that's given here might be outdated. So once you get this, copy link address and paste it, press enter, and you should get a successfully patched from URL message. And if you close and clear, now you should be able to run the ComfyUI program. And there it is for me. The only issue is that what you can see over here, it's not saying that it's using my 9070 XT. So to fix this, we will have to edit some variables in the ComfyUI.bat. So let's have a look at what's inside. So this is the script that actually runs when you run ComfyUI.bat. It's getting the Python location, Git location, virtual environment location, and this is what we want to edit. Under the command line arguments, we want to add a command called HIP _visible _ devices equals 1. So the issue with this, or what this does, is if you have multiple GPUs, ComfyUI defaults to the first GPU that you have. For example, this is what I have. I have the AMD integrated graphics as well as my dedicated GPU. So if I set that command in my bat file, it should use the 970 XT. I went ahead and found the ComfyUI.bat file in my folder and just edited with Notepad. So over here, I'm going to set HIP _visible _ devices equal 1 and Control S to save. And as you can see in the README file, you might get this rock blast error or another error. It might get fixed by setting this variable as we just did. So let's try again and run ComfyUI. And there we go, we can see the 9070 XT. So it should automatically open the URL for you and you will see the UI. But if it didn't, you can just copy paste this URL over here and go. You will see that this is what you get, the ComfyUI workflow editor. Now you might not see exactly this, but if you go to the workflow and browse templates, you can see the basic templates that they have. The first one, or the most basic one, is this one, and it will tell you that you're missing a model and you can automatically download it. Now to just test it out, if you've downloaded the model as it said, when you go to templates and image generation, download the model and navigate to your folder over here and go to models, checkpoints, and paste the checkpoints or the model that you downloaded over here. So now it's over here, and let me just refresh by going here, and you might be able to see when you click on this you can select the model. So let's go over here and we'll see if we start a generation by doing this, pressing this button or pressing Control Enter, we will see that it will try to generate this prompt. So it's working right now, and you might be able to see as well that your GPU is being worked. The percentage should shoot up. So that means it's working properly. And keep in mind the first generation that you do will take some time, so please be patient. The other generations will take less time. So once you see this prompt over here, this is kind of the loading bar. It means that your generation is getting started. So you can see the spike that happened. It took a while to load for the first time, but this is what it generated. It might not be the best, but let's try, for example, beautiful scenery, nature, a dog wearing glasses. And if we run again, we'll see the GPU usage go up. And look how fast it is. It just took 5 seconds to generate. And there we go. Alright, so in the next video, I'll show you how to do this workflow, which uses a quantized model of flux Schnell, so it speeds up the generation process, and it only needs 4 steps. So for example, I'll do this prompt, circus elephant floating over the ocean, playing masterfully with a ball. And I'll show you how long it took over here. And just for an example, these are the types of images that I created with this model. So as you can see, it's pretty high detail. So this model is right now loaded into my memory. So it takes more memory, as you can see, and it takes a bit more time, but it's less than a minute almost. And this is my GPU usage going up. So let's see what it creates. The previous one was like 4 iterations per second. Now this is 8 seconds per iteration. So it's a bit more demanding, but it's worth it for the type of images that it creates. There we go. So let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, and don't forget to like and subscribe if this helped you out. And make sure to join my Discord if you'd like more information and more help with this process. Thank you guys so much, and goodbye.